Yo, 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 yo. You in the lab with your boy King G, the boxologist, aka Dr. Boxonologist, BKA the undisputed boxing debate champion. Of social media, in case the debaters want to know. This is my very, very, very special KO scientist, the boxing professor in this piece, man. We're about to get ready to talk some boxing, man. This is the second official episode of the Lions Den Boxing Roundup, man. And as always, all praise to the Most High Creator. Salute to the LDBC for life, man.
Yes, sir,
you know what I'm saying? So, without further ado, man, what's up, man? We back, bro. History has been made.
Ooh,
how you feeling?
Boy.
How you feeling, Shake? How you feeling, man?
Then you gotta ask me how. You know how I'm feeling. You ain't even gotta ask me that. Come on, man. Just cut the board. You gotta ask me. If you gotta ask me how I'm feeling, you should know how I'm feeling. You should know how I'm feeling.
Hey, I know. I know.
Crawford.
Listen, all day long, man. Hey,
you should know how I'm feeling.
Listen, we rolling with the winners, man. Our last picks in our last episode, man. You saw that we both picked Crawford at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely, this is gonna be a special, episode of a Spence Crawford aftermath. You know what I mean? That's the undisputed aftermath is what we might have to call this one. You know what I mean? The title of this one, because it was definitely a serious aftermath, man. But we're gonna first get into, man, the lead up, the build up of the fight, man. Tell me how you feeling, man, leading up to the build up of this fight, man. We've been waiting for this fight for 6 years, bro. Go ahead, bro. You got the floor.
I tell you one thing. Now I'm gonna say this, like leading the build up, the whole fight week, the whole entire fight week, man. Did it feel like? Did you see Spence's body language the whole entire fight week? It was strange.
He honestly, when I looked at
body
him,
language,
he looked drugged up, bro. Honestly, he looked drugged up to me.
It was strange body language, man. It was like, it was weird too, because it was like, what's going on? You know how everybody always trying to say somebody got cloned. Did Errol Spence get cloned? Was that a clone?
Hey, what's funny is when I just watched Who Cloned Tyrone, bro. So
who cloned Errol, man? Who cloned Errol, man? Was that a clone?
Hey, man, Earl. It was the condition, Earl, man. But I don't know if it was the boxer or the fighter Earl showed up, man. But
I will say this. For me, I believe 100% that we got a good Earl. I'm not for one going to sit here and say we didn't get a good Earl. We got a good Earl. But what happened was he got a superior. That's all. Yeah. We got a good Earl.
A lot of stuff happened, man. A lot of crazy stuff happened during the buildup of this fight, man. I mean, but before any of that, man, I just want to say to both fighters, bro, thank you, Errol Spence. Thank you, Terrence Crawford, for making this fight happen. I want to thank Errol Spence for conceding to certain demands his team and certain people, had he listened to, would have not made this fight happen. But he didn't. He understand legacy. He understand, his place, how important it is for his place in boxing history. He understand the importance of this fight, man. So I just want to thank Errol Spence for making this fight happen. And I also want to thank Terrence Crawford for spinning the block again to make this fight happen, to say, you know what? All right, look, I'll concede to these demands, because I believe both of them conceded to certain things that's just not out there in the public. And if it wasn't for both of these guys, bro, to humble themselves and understand, hey, look, man, this is bigger than just me. This is bigger than just money. This is for the fans. This is for boxing. This is for history. This is for my legacy. This is for immortality, man. Just like how Mike Tyson told Jamal Charlo. He told him when Jamal was like, when he was on hot boxing with Mike Tyson, he was like, man, it's a lot of belts now, blah, blah, blah. And Mike Tyson was like, get them all, take them all, get them all. He said, this is for immortality. We're not in here to play.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, sir. Yo, Mike is a philosopher, so I know he definitely dropped some gems. I didn't see that episode, but I'm sure he dropped gems. He always does. Bro,
this is this is a
but I agree with you though. I agree with you that it was a pleasure that these two brothers came together to make this fight. It was a pleasure that the fight was a pleasure to watch. It was entertaining. It was suspenseful, and it was no pun intended. It was suspenseful, and it was a great ending to the fight. The fight was beautiful theater. I mean, Errol Spence played his part, Terrence Crawford played his part, and they came together and made a beautiful, undisputed match that will never be forgotten. You will never forget that undisputed match ever. That's going down in the history books. You will never forget that undisputed match. It was highly anticipated, and it lived up to the hype.
And honestly, bro, and we understood this, bro. We understood this leading up to this fight, man. You seen Terrence Crawford feeling like he got a chip on his shoulder, you know, feeling like he needs to prove something to the world, feeling like he's always been ignored, and he always knew deep down inside he was the best, deep down inside he's one of the greatest, and not have an opportunity to prove it. You know, then you got Earl Spence, it's all these questions, it's all these doubters. Hey man, is he good after the accident? Is he good with his eye? Is he good with his teeth? Is he good? Like, you know, and so it's like both guys coming into it was a lot of pressure. But one thing that I noticed about Terrence Crawford, I don't know if you caught Terrence Crawford on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, but he was very relaxed, bro. He was so relaxed to the point where understanding you in a warrior sport, where at the end of the day, you could go in that ring and die. You can go in that ring and kill him. He could come around with the biggest overhand right hook or overhand right that he ever threw in his life and hit you dead square in your throat, and you choke and die in that ring. You understand? And so to know what the stakes are at the end of the day, yeah, you got your record, yeah, you got the belts, but the stake, the real stakes is your life. And this man was so calm and collected. He was so sure of himself. He was so, like, when you look at that, looking at the fight after the fight, and you understand, and I'm remembering the interviews and stuff that, you know, these fighters did before the fight, and remember how Terrence Crawford was. He was just so cool and collective, like, nobody can fuck with me. I know nobody can fuck with me. Ain't nobody beat me. Huh?
And you know what? That's always his demeanor. You know, his demeanor is always like that. You never see Terrence act out of character. You never see him act out of character ever. He's always like that, and it's a breath of fresh air in today's time. Because today we used to the rah-rah, we used to everybody screaming and hollering, we used to people screaming for attention, wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard. And Terrence Crawford is like, he's the opposite of that. He don't scream to be seen, he don't scream to be heard. He expresses himself in the ring the best.
Yeah. And he's been known to be a hothead outside the ring. You know, you remember the Benavidez situation. You know, he also got into it with one of Earl Spence's cousins or something in the audience. You know, in their last press.
But you know what though? They always bring the drama to him. He never brings the drama to other people.
That's real.
You know?
That's real.
You know, he's never the oppressor. He's always responding to people oppressing on him. You know.
Yeah. And it's like this fight gave me a sense of feeling like the Hank Lundy fight, like how the build-up was. It was a brass dude trying to act cocky, trying to act like he's, you know, he's the goods, and they, you know, had a little spat, you know, before the fight, and then in the fight, he just went in there and literally showed the first round. It was a nice little competitive warm-up round. Second round, third, fourth round, he showed Hank Lundy, "Boo, I'm better than you, dude. I'm better than you. I can beat you. You can't fuck with me. You can never fuck with me, and I'm gonna stop you in this bitch." And that's exactly what he did to Spence.
And you know, I'm gonna tell you, you know, people should understand the history of Hank Lundy. Hank Lundy used to fight on Friday night. He was a star on ESPN Friday Night Fights. And Hank Lundy was a beast.
A banger.
Don't get it fucked up. He was a beast. He was a beautiful boxer. He was a strong puncher. He had good defense. He just was one of them dudes that he wasn't disciplined enough. That was just one of them dudes that he could have went so far if he just would have been more disciplined. But Hank Lundy had an amazing run on Friday Night Fights on ESPN, and that should be that should be accredited to Hank Lundy, and the win should be credited also to Terrence Crawford for beating him. So Hank Lundy should get credit for what he put in the game, and Terrence Crawford should get credit for beating him.
Yeah, Hank Lundy's one of them dogs, man. A lot of people really don't, they don't give Crawford a lot of credit for beating, man, because the younger Hank Lundy, you got to be pretty good to beat him, man. He's very sharp. His boxing ability, he's a great boxer puncher, especially at like 140. Like, he was a really good fighter, man. So
Hank Lundy was nasty. Hank Lundy was nasty. At 135. At 135 is when 135. That was the sweet spot.
Yeah, okay. But he fought him at what, 140 though, right?
I don't remember, honestly. I don't remember what they fought at.
I thought he might have fought him at 140. I think because he fought him after Gamboa, right?
I believe it was after Gamboa, but I don't know if it was 135 or 140. I don't.
So if he fought him after Gamboa, because I know he fought Gamboa at 135. I'm for sure he fought him after Gamboa. He may have fought him at 140, but I don't know. Either way, whether he fought him at 140, 135, it was a great ass fight. And shit, I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect him to even stop Hank Lundy like he did. And that's the thing with Crawford, man. He's special, bro. The things he do is so unexpected. You don't expect him to go in there and do what he does, bro. This Spence stuff, like you didn't expect.
Yeah. He fought him after Gamboa. He fought him after he fought Gamboa. Then he fought Beltran, Delorme, Derry John, then Hank Lundy.
Oh, so it had to be at 140. Yeah. But Lundy was a monster at 135 for sure. You know what I'm saying? He was. He beat one of my homeboys' personal friends from St. Louis. He always remind me of that. Yeah, for sure. And then I saw the fight too. It was a good fight, man. I can't think of homeboy's name, but it was a good ass fight for sure. It was a damn good fight. But man, just bro, in the build up, man, we gonna have to touch on this real quick, man, before we actually, get into the fight itself.
Okay.
Jamal Charlo and Caleb Plant.
Oh yeah. I mean, man, like, I don't even know what to think, man. I don't even know what to say to that. It was a very strange encounter, wasn't it?
It was neither two things. I'm gonna say two things and leave it at that.
Good.
It was neither staged. Well, he got to fight that man now.
Yeah,
he got one of the two.
Yeah, he did.
It was staged, or he have to fight him.
You know what tripped me out so much,
bro.
Is that Caleb Plant, he got like into the boxing, he got like in his stance, and like he like cocked it back, bro, like he was throwing a hook, and he slapped him. It was like, hold up, like that
shit looked like hey, that shit looked like Will Smith and Chris Rock, dog.
I'm gonna tell you what it looked like, because is a joint called Dana White got a slap. He got a slap fight league where jokers slap each other. I watch this shit. It's entertaining as hell. I watch this shit.
Can't get into it, bro.
I'm gonna tell you something. Listen, I love it. You can call me what you want. I love it. I don't care. I enjoy the shit out of it.
Send me a link.
And it reminded me of that.
Hey, send me a link.
I'm gonna send you a link. It's fire. It's a dude from Wisconsin that I really fuck with on there. The dude is fire. Like, man. I really enjoy it. But that's what it reminded me of. It was like, because they do that. They like get down in their stance and like come up with a smack. And I was just like, oh shit, like
crazy.
It reminded me of that.
I can't do that, man. I don't know. I have a problem just sitting there knowing something's coming. And even with the slap, man, Charlo knew something was coming, bro. Like, because if you watch the slap in slow motion, you see, and I want anybody to go do this. Hell, we might even post it. But if you watch it in slow motion, you see Charlo slowly about to lift his hand up. But Plant was coming so fast with that hook slap, bro. It just shocked Charlo. It shocked him so much that I felt like it almost looked like he knew in his mind he was about to hit him and he got hit. And so because he knew he was about to hit him first, it froze him. You know what I'm saying? Like froze him. And I think it shows a lot of character with his fucking entourage too, bro, because he had a lot of guys with him. and didn't nobody do nothing.
Nobody
I'm gonna leave that
move.
there.
But
Nobody got to move. I'll ride solo dolo. And then he walked outside and his wife got whooped on by his brother's girl. I'll ride solo dolo if I was him.
What messed me up so much is that his reaction to it. It was like his reaction was like he was on tramadol or something. Like he was on Thorazine or something. He was just like, he was really like he was dead or something. It was weird. Like I always see Jamar Charlo was always aggressive and vocal, and he was neither right there, which was strange.
Yeah, man. His reaction was not that of a Charlo that I've seen.
Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah. It was different. But let's get to the breakdown of the fight, brother. Let's slide into the breakdown of the fight, brother. Let's get back to the fight. Let's focus. Let's get back to the fight. What's your breakdown of the fight?
All right, man. Here we go.
Tell me what you've seen.
All right. So first of all, I want to thank Spence and Crawford again, because what I seen ultimately. Now I'm about to go into the breakdown, but just to give a cap off, what I saw was a man in there in Earl Spence that was conditioned, and his will stayed intact to the point where he kept getting up like Rocky Balboa, and he was ready to die in that ring. He was literally ready to die in that ring. And across the ring from him, I saw an adversary that was ready to hit him anywhere he needed to hit him, to put him down. And he was ready to kill him if that's what it took. So you had two guys. One guy is ready to die in this motherfucker, to lose. For him to lose, he's ready to die. And another man, he don't plan on dying today. What they say, the Game of Thrones, Arya, what we say to the god of death? Not today. This man planned on killing this man if that's what it took to get his respect. So salute. Now, let's get into the fight.
That was beautiful. I just want to add, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Terrence Crawford, one thing I realized about Terrence Crawford, where I heard stuff about it, didn't pay it too much mind, but this made me pay attention, and that is Terrence Crawford is a strong mother sucker. He is a strong bull. I didn't realize he was that strong. The way he handled Spence in that ring, I had questions. I needed to know how Spence was going to work the inside, work the body. What would happen if he got him on the ropes? And the way that Crawford would push off, he would push Spence, and the way Spence would move around, it was like he was playing with his son. And not only that, Crawford answered my question of what would happen if Spence had him on the ropes, and what would he do if he knew he's coming to do work on them ropes. And it was a moment, I think it was one of the knockdowns where Spence threw an overhand right. It could have been an overhand left. He threw an overhand, and Crawford like blocked it, and he might even took it too, but he hit him with a sneaky shot, and it was like his was more effective than Spence's. I think he may even blocked it, and he went down and hit him again and snuffed him again. And it was just like, as he was going down, I was just like, damn, this dude cannot fuck with him. And another thing that I know, it was like the dude was stronger, the dude was faster, his speed was Spence couldn't match his speed, bro. And the jab, bro, oh my gosh, the jab set the tone, disrupted the pace, his opponent's rhythm. It controlled the range.
Can I tell you a secret about the jab? Can I tell you a secret? And this is a secret nobody has been talking about. But I when I seen it, I said, "Oh, this is brilliant." Crawford went southpaw and was jabbing, and he stayed southpaw damn near all night. Now I'm gonna tell you, here's the secret.
He did.
If you turn southpaw and you jab, but you're he's not a natural southpaw. He turned southpaw. So he was jabbing with his power hand.
Yes.
The jabs was power shots.
And it was
That's
effective.
the secret. The jabs. So they didn't even count the jabs as power shots, but the jabs were power shots.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. Because the weakness to, they say that the weakness to a southpaw is a right hand.
Yeah.
So if I'm jabbing with my right hand and it's my power hand, you're getting jabbed and getting hit with a power shot at the same time. That is insane.
Man, he just could not miss him, bro.
That was insane.
It looked like,
That was insane.
you ever went to an arcade and them little alligators coming out, you gotta hit them every time they come out and they go back in the thing. Man, that's what it looked like he was doing with Earl Spence's head, bro. He could not miss him with that jab. You know who Terrence Crawford reminds me of? He reminds me of, I don't know, are you familiar with Tekken, the fighting game?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you know King, right? King got all the grabs. If he grab you, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? But he can grab you in any angle. He can grab you from the bottom, the top, the middle, mid, high, low. He can grab you. And with Crawford, the parallel with Crawford is Crawford can hit you anywhere. It's like anywhere there's an open shot. It's like his brain is just modified to do it. Bam! There's an opening. Bam! There's an opening. Bam! It's no matter what type of punch he needs to throw. If he got to throw a hook to land it, to hit you in that opening spot, he gonna throw the hook. If he got to throw a jab, he gonna throw the jab. If he got to throw an uppercut, he gonna throw the uppercut. Whatever he needs to hit you, it's like he just wired his brain to be like, boom. So his timing was perfect, bro. Perfect. Because that's how you gotta, only way you land a punch on a professional boxer that knows how to weave and move his head and defense is your timing. His timing was so precise. The precision of it was beautiful to watch, bro. It was beautiful.
And you know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you, and the crazy thing about it the most is that he figured out his timing, the distance, and everything he had to do in one round.
Yeah, he did. He did.
One round. We did it in one round.
It was amazing.
After the first round, it was over. It was over.
It's so funny, man. I was listening to Teddy Atlas, man. He was like, man, this is like two Terminators fighting. It was a T-800, you know, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was a T-800, and he was going up against the T-1000, the liquid one, the one that can, you know, he can change into any weapon in any form. Like he can do anything. You know what I'm saying? Any weapon. And so it's like Crawford, bro. It's like he doesn't even have a habit that you can study.
No, he doesn't. He's damn near. He's damn near perfect. Damn near.
He's like a created player, bro. He's like a created character. Like the dude is magic, bro. Like,
and you know what that is. And you know what that is. And this is something that all of the up and coming fighters can learn from. That is simply discipline. It is discipline. Like and because a lot of people think, oh man, it's something special. You have to discipline. Discipline is very important. It's the disciplined fighters. Yeah. Those are the ones that can pick up things fast. Those are the ones that can limit their mistakes. Because the more disciplined you are, the less mistakes you have.
And you know what? I think if and this is where people got to give Spence credit. I believe if Spence wasn't as disciplined in his conditioning, he wouldn't have been able to take as much punishment and get up as many times as he did, bro. The thing about, you know, what sticks out like with the like the Kell Brook fight, you know, or the Amir Khan fight, with those fights, those guys didn't first of all, they didn't take as much punishment because the fight ended quicker, and their willingness to engage was not like Spence's. You know what I mean? Like Crawford, Spence, I'm gonna say this, bro. Spence brought the freaking best out of Crawford, bro. The best out of Crawford. I ain't seen a performance like this. This is parallel to Diego Corrales, Floyd Mayweather. I thought the Bruce Ennis shit was, but that was more like Gotti Mayweather. This shit was Corrales Mayweather, where this dude came in here. They both is respected. They both is knockout artists. This dude is supposed to beat him because he got more bets. He's the guy that been at the division the longest. But this other dude is magic. He's special. Terrence Crawford is a special fighter, and that man went out there and he was clicking on all cylinders. I saw it in his eyes, bro. I saw him bouncing, and his focus when he was looking at Spence, I was just like, at that moment, I knew there was nothing Spence could do to beat this man. This man was so determined to win this fight. He wasn't gonna miss anything, any shot, any opportunity, anything. He wasn't about to miss nothing, bro. Nothing.
And what I don't want people to do is discredit Spence.
Can't do it.
Don't make it. It wasn't the way it. All of that. Don't discredit him. Spence is just a fighter who has had inconsistencies throughout his career. He's a good fighter. He's a very good fighter.
Yeah.
But he has inconsistency that you can easily identify. And if you fight a great fighter, if you fight a fighter that is cut from that cloth of greatness, that great fighter will dial in on your inconsistencies and he will exploit them. All you seen that night was a fighter getting exploited by a fighter greater than him. Yeah. That's all it was. And I know that it's hard for people to believe that how could he make it look so easy? Because the great ones, the ones that rise to the occasion, they make it look easy. That's boxing. That is boxing. It's not magic, it's boxing.
And it was like every time I think Spence tried to make an adjustment, Crawford made an adjustment to counter attack whatever Spence's adjustment was. I mean, the way Crawford's defense, bro, I'm talking about, I saw Spence throw a punch, bro. It was so clean, bro. If he would have landed it, and he landed it perfectly on his glove, bro. Like Crawford was, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I mean, Crawford he's just something different. I was wondering going into the fight, I said, man, this in a way, Fulton fight, it's gonna be hard to overcome. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the performance, he outdid his performance. He outdid the accomplishment. Because you gotta look at it. In a way, in Crawford, both was undisputed the weight class below the weight class they just fought at, right? Mm-hmm. In a way, fights at this new weight class for a unification of two titles. Crawford just fought for undisputed at this weight class by a more notable fighter with more wins, more knockouts, bigger, more notable, and on top of that, he put on a better performance and stopped him in dramatic fashion. Bro, beat him, bro. Crawford, I don't care what nobody say. It's only one thing I think can transpire when you can give an argument for somebody else leaving this year as who's the face of boxing. Because right now, and I think for a long time, until this man probably retire, it's going to be Crawford, bro. Crawford is on a different level. The way he made Spence look is on a different level, bro. Like, you don't see that often. You didn't see that when you saw Mayweather fighting Pacquiao, even though you saw separation. And when you didn't see separation, like with Leonard and Hearns, you didn't see even though you saw a stoppage, you didn't see sheer dominance in a stoppage. When two great Hall of Famers in the welterweight division meet up, you don't see it how Crawford showed you when it came to him separating himself from his adversary in his era. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. And I'm going to tell you an interesting fact. You want to hear an interesting fact about Terrence Crawford?
Go ahead, brother.
When it comes to outcomes of fights, meaning the ultimate outcome, he has never had a close fight in terms of outcome. He's either had a unanimous decision or a knockout. He has never had a split decision. He has never had a majority decision. He has never had a draw. It's either unanimous or knockout. That right there alone is fucking insane. The man has never had a close fight in terms of outcome. Unanimous decision or knockout.
Bro, it bothers